There we go. Hey, friends. Good morning if it's morning time wherever you are. For me here, it's about it's 10:30, so it's definitely still morning time. Just wanted to jump on in here. I tend to try to live stream after having some fun web conferences, things that I'm already doing right here, kind of in streaming land anyways. And this morning, very exciting. My buddy here at CBT Nuggets, you know him as Data Knox, Mr. Knox Hutchinson. We just got off the phone. We've got a project coming up that we're kind of excited about. We've been kind of rapping back and forth at CBT Nuggets about collaborating more amongst the trainers because we have a good time. We're all super nerdy. We love to get into all sorts of tech problems. And so I was thinking, Knox, do you have any ideas? What could we possibly do? And he had a great idea. He hit me up earlier today. He was like, hey, Bart, I've been working on all of this Meraki content. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we could maybe get some of that Meraki, what they call webhooks events about some of their access points and devices, get that stuff shipped into AWS and see what we could do with it there. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome, Knox. So we just got off the phone kind of talking a little bit about what that project might look like and kind of getting it planned out a little bit. So keep your ears to the YouTube there. Make sure you're checking out Data Knox and, of course, subscribe to my channel as well. We're going to be bouncing back and forth a couple of labs here as we try to get this environment built. Now, what he told me was essentially Meraki supports this webhooks functionality. And using webhooks, you can have these Meraki devices talk to some sort of an API endpoint somewhere and do an HTTP post, submit a JavaScript payload that includes event information inside of it. So that would be kind of where I would come in. I'll need to write something to receive that message. And then once I've got that message kind of passed on into the AWS environment, I'll probably use API gateway for it. Then I'm going to send it on over to a Lambda function, which is where we'll do the actual processing of it. And that'll where I'll go in and I'll parse out the JavaScript payload, figure out what events were sent in there, and then we'll figure out what we want to do beyond that. Probably do kind of a two-part thing where maybe we send an email notification if it's like a bad event, something went down, something broke, and then probably also log all of that information, try to get it persisted out there, maybe to S3, maybe to DynamoDB. We'll just kind of see what I can come up with on that side. And of course, the idea here is it's really just the tip of the iceberg. This is going to be a great example of showing you two different vendors working together in a hybrid cloud-enabled environment. And then, of course, once I get that stuff handled by Lambda, what I can do with it within AWS land, I mean, the sky is almost the limit there. I can write it to persistent data stores. Once it's written out there, I can have it consumed and put up an analytics front end or a dashboard for it. Pretty fun stuff. So I'm kind of really excited to see where this goes. And I hope that you guys will check it out coming up in the weeks ahead and just kind of dig in along the way. Maybe you'll find yourself able to use some of what we learn here. And of course, this is all helping us kind of funnel into the CBT Nuggets catalog, where both Knox and I have a lot more training that you can dig into on Cisco Meraki. He's got a whole bunch of great new videos there. And of course, the AWS content that I'm constantly cranking out as well. This is actually going to work out pretty well for me too, because I've been setting my sights ahead on CI/CD and development pieces to kind of finish out a couple more certification lessons coming up. So a little practice with API Gateway and Lambda, stitching those guys together. It's going to fit in very nicely to some of the videos that I have coming up soon as well. So just wanted to say, hey, good morning, friends. And also, give a shout out for Martin Luther King Day. Here in 2020, his voice and his presence, we need it to ring loud across all of the hills and valleys here in the United States. Really important time for our country. So I hope everybody's out there having a good time off. Remember, try to get involved this year. Do what you can. Often it helps to reach out to those that are closest to you. Hey, good morning, Jose. Good to see you, friends. Yeah, if you guys are joining up, make sure you go back and watch the beginning of the stream there. I was digging into some stuff I'm going to be doing with Data Knox, some cool little collab projects coming up here. And, this kind of spawned out of another fun collab experience that I had with good old Keith Barker. I probably chatted about this at one point, but Keith actually set up some troubleshooting labs for the new CCNA content, and he actually gave me a chance to go and troubleshoot it, which was pretty cool. So here I am as a kind of a practicing AWS person now with a big Cisco background, and he gave me a chance to go and play in this lab. I got to admit, guys, I got a little stuck on SNMP at one point in there. No, not SNMP. It was Spanning Tree that was giving me problems. But that was the fun of the video, is that you got to watch me kind of fumble through trying to troubleshoot this lab that Keith had built. And then in the end, Keith put that into one of his training videos there in the CBT catalog. So if you're doing the CCNA training, keep an eye out for me. I'm in there. You'll also see Data Knox and Jeff Kish is in there as well. really fun stuff. We just try to have fun with the collaborations and try to keep it interesting. So once again, friends, I hope everybody's having a great week out there, and keep on board. Make sure you subscribe to Data Knox and myself so that we can keep you up to date on how our little Meraki AWS collab project's going out there. And as I've said before, friends, take it easy, and we'll see you in the cloud.